What we have here is the marking scheme for speaking. So once again, 4 different criteria. It's slightly different, but a lot of them are the same. Grammatical range and accuracy is the same. Lexical resource is the same. The 2 that are slightly different is fluency and coherence and pronunciation. So let's start off with fluency and coherence. This simply means, can you speak at length, so for a longer period of time without noticeable effort? You should avoid looking around, making noises, those sorts of things. It should appear to be easy when you are speaking. You can demonstrate some hesitation at times or a little bit of self-correction and repetition. One of the biggest questions I get is, if I make a mistake, should I self-correct? The answer is yes. Now, if you self-correct, and actually this is very similar to the DSE, if you self-correct, you cannot score 9. You can only score 8. I'm so sorry if you're trying to get a perfect mark. I don't think many of you are. So my advice for you would be to always self-correct. So if you say something like, I go to the store yesterday, you should fix that. And you go, oh, sorry, I meant to say I went to the store yesterday. The examiner listens to you 2 times, 1 time in person, and they also record it, so they listen to it a 2nd time at the office. So they will always catch your errors. If you think if you speak fast enough that they will miss your mistake, they will catch the error, I guarantee you. So always self-correct. The most important things, use a range of connectives. Please avoid using and, but, and because all the time. You want to use other language. So for an example, you might say something like in addition or furthermore. If you want to show contrast, you might use on the other hand or despite. If you want to show cause and effect, maybe you don't use because. You could use as a result or leads to. So when they say they want a range of connectives, that's what they're talking about. And lastly, for fluency and coherence, discourse markers. In language, sometimes we speak faster than we think. And so you get a lot of monkey noises. You get a lot of You have to understand that the exam is an English test. They can only assess your level of English. If you make a lot of animal sounds, they cannot give you scores for that. What you should do then is minimize those noises. However, in addition, you should use discourse markers. Discourse markers add no information. However, they make you sound more fluent. So the most common ones are well, so, actually, yeah, I mean. Those sorts of words or phrases you can add when you're speaking, and that will make you sound more fluent. When we get to the lexical resource, the main thing here that's different is idiomatic vocabulary. You have to have some idioms when you're speaking to score 7 or higher. The examiner is trained to verify or confirm that you know what that idiom is. So if you say something like, oh, math is a piece of cake for me, and a piece of cake means easy, the examiner might follow up with a question like, oh, so you find math difficult? And you would have to reply, no, I find it quite simple. And this is because in the past, some students would use lots of idioms, but they did not check if they actually knew what they meant. So now they are trained to verify that you know the meaning. So try to learn a few idioms and be ready to explain it as the examiners may ask you. For grammatical range and accuracy, tenses once again, the main issue has to be with word endings, and it actually leads into pronunciation. If you drop S's a lot, as an example, if you say, oh, I have 2 cat, you will lose lots of marks, both in grammatical range and accuracy, as well as pronunciation. You have to have that S sound. I have 2 cats. I have 10 cats. Make sure the word ending is very clear. It's also about the past tense of verbs, as an example. If you say that you dated a girl for 10 years, make sure you say that word dated, not date. that ED sound has to be pronounced very clearly. Otherwise, you'll lose marks in both pronunciation and grammatical range and accuracy. So that would be probably the biggest issue that some students have. And pronunciation, other than the word endings, as long as you pronounce the words correctly, it's fine. It is not based on your accent.